One of the things that I always remember when I think about this is a fellow that spoke at our Building Sustainable Communities Conference. His name is Tom Ozduba, and he's been with a number of different municipalities and is now with the University of Oregon. And I did a session with him in Prince George. And he said that what many people do is they wait because they think the technology is just going to get better. And if they just wait 6 months, then there'll be a better solution to wastewater treatment or to energy efficiency or whatever. But as Tom said, by the time you've introduced something, you've adopted a new technology, it's already out of date. So if you wait, you will never accomplish anything, because environmental, economic attributes, for every community, those will be different blend of them, different strengths, different focuses. And so it's really important that within the community sustainability model, you leave opportunities for flexibility and individual reflection. So basically that's community sustainability in a nutshell. So it sounds simple enough, but it's not easy, and there are a number of reasons why not, and this is, we're coming into the community-based social marketing part of the discussion here. First of all, you know, we're all self-centered. We're not going to make changes unless it's in our best interests. We are creatures of habit who resist change. We live in an industrialized society that reveres consumerism and disposability. And that's very scary. And we're inundated daily with messages from peers, from the media, from advertisers, and so it's really tough to be totally focused 100% of the time on moving toward community sustainability, not only at the individual level, but at the neighborhood level, the community level. And an even bigger challenge is that it means different things to different people at different times in their lives. So if we have a 9 or a 10-year-old wanting to do what he wants to do, he's got this dirt bike and he wants to get out there, maybe not knowing that what he's doing will be destroying a hillside or impacting a watershed. Then you have a young guy, this dirt biker has grown up and now he wants to get married and settle down, and he has much different ideas of what a sustainable community looks like. Then 20 years down the road, he's really into his career and he's a forester. So what's he going to do within forestry to keep the community sustainable? Then he retires and he's out on the golf course. And what does that mean? So it's made even more difficult by the fact that people's needs and wants and expectations change all the time. So community sustainability, whose business is it? Well, I contend that it's everyone's business. And this is a foundational premise that is in our case statement. Every one of us plays an important part, in fact, so important that our behaviors at home, work, and play constitute the greatest potential for positive or negative change. And so if you look at having to manage communities, certainly we have the general public as is shown on the outside, and then we have the 4 different sectors, as I mentioned earlier. But what the model that I like to show is that you've got these 4 sectors, but you have the general public sort of moving in amongst the sectors as well. And so it's kind of a free-floating forum for the development of community sustainability. And these are the public sector players, and they bring all kinds of great things, ranging from policies and regulations to the kinds of community engagement forums that they offer. Private sector, this is a huge driver, and I think one that we have to just continually go after because of their focus on competition and price points and all of those great things that will actually take us to the next level. Then we have the nonprofit sector. mind you, I don't know which you would coin yourselves as, either public sector or nonprofit sector, but either way, that the nonprofit sector brings huge benefits, brings passion, brings opportunities for people to get involved, lobbying, advocacy, all of those great things. And then you have the academic sector, certainly the researchers at our universities, the students at our universities. We work very closely with UBC Okanagan, and we've just been thrilled by the camaraderie and the increase in passion, not only within our groups, but within the university as well, now that they're better connected with the outside world, so to speak. So again, just a plug for cross-sectoral collaboration. What happens typically is, if you go to a business conference or you go to a UBCM conference, you'll have people giving presentations about all the great things they're doing with regard to community sustainability. But the fact is, they don't know what each other is doing. And there are a lot of benefits to them working together right from the ground up. And the reasons that I've seen, first of all, share unique talents, experiences, and passions. We all bring different things to the table. Increases community capacity. If there are more people involved with more different perspectives and different experiences, then we're just going to be building our capacity to deal with our sustainability issues. Learn from each other's successes and challenges. That's very basic. Prevent duplication of human and financial resources, and this is just critical. I remember working on a project where I was trying to identify different community sustainability modeling frameworks that were available. And there was a university professor who had just finished a paper that developed into a framework. He had no idea what any of the other NGOs were doing in British Columbia. So his framework, he'd spent months building this framework. It was basically a carbon copy of something somebody else had done. He just had not taken the time to do the research. Build relationships. That's absolutely critical. Expand networks. And most importantly, expedite the move toward community sustainability. We know that we are in trouble and that we have to move now. And the only way we can do that effectively is to all work together. So how can behaviors be changed? And you may have heard of this before, but you have a number of different subcategories within the general population. First of all, you have the mavens in the middle, or the 5% of people who are the change agents. They're people like Angela, who get out there, who pound the pavement, who absolutely insist that this is the way we have to go, and they'll do anything they have to make a change. Then we have the early adopters, the 10 or 15% of people who you give them a good reason to do what they're going to do, and they buy in quickly, and they become very supportive, and then they pick up the mavens and help run with them all over the place. Then you have your barrier bunch. Now, these are the people who say, help me understand why it is you want me to do what you want to do, and if it makes sense to me, then I will consider making that behavior change. And then you have the 10 or 15% at the back end who are the adamant refusers, and they basically say, make me. And that's where you have to use your policies and your regulations and your fines and your enforcement and all of those things. So let's look at local government, for example, the change tools that they use to help promote sustainability. First of all, research, plans, laws, policies, regulations, taxes, modeling, best practices, programs, projects, partnerships, and community-based social marketing. And that's what we're going to talk about briefly next. But ideally, you want a combination of all of them.